Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something huge, something that literally powers our entire world, the natural resources we get from our planet. You know, the stuff we kind of take for granted every single day. So, let's jump right in.
So, let me ask you something. What do we actually take from nature just to survive? It sounds super simple, right? But the answer is the foundation of our entire civilization. It's about what we need to live, to build, and to thrive. And that's exactly what we're going to dig into.
All right, so what are we even talking about when we say natural resources? It's actually pretty straightforward. Think of them as basically any material or component that nature gives us and that we humans use to live. We're talking about everything. The air you're breathing right now, the water you drink, the soil that grows our food, even the minerals that make up our homes.
And I really want to be crystal clear about this. This stuff isn't just a nice-to-have luxury. No way. These resources are absolutely 100% non-negotiable. Without them, human life as we know it, and civilization itself, it just couldn't exist. Period.
Okay, so when we look at all these essential materials, how do we make sense of them? Well, it really just boils down to two main types, and the way we sort them depends on one super important question. Once we use it, can we get more?
So on one side, you've got your renewable resources. Think of sunlight, wind, forests, water. Nature kind of keeps refilling the tank for us on these. But then, on the other side, you have the non-renewables. This is stuff like coal, oil, natural gas. These things took millions, literally millions of years to form. And once we use them up, that's it. They're gone for good.
Now here's a really crucial point, and it's a trap a lot of people fall into. The word renewable does not mean unlimited. That is so important to remember. I mean, think about it. A forest is renewable, right? But we can definitely chop it down way faster than it can grow back. So managing these resources wisely is absolutely everything.
All right, so now that we've got those two big categories in our heads, renewable and non-renewable, let's go on a quick tour. We're going to look at a few key resources and see the actual mark, the footprint that our usage is leaving on the world.
First up, something you're using this very second without even thinking about it, the air. I mean, look at this. It's this incredibly delicate mix, right? Mostly nitrogen, but it's that 21% oxygen that's the magic ingredient for us. This precise blend is what keeps us alive and helps regulate the planet's temperature. The problem is, our activities are throwing that delicate balance way off. All the stuff coming out of our cars and factories, all that burning of fossil fuels, it's messing with the mixture. And the results? Well, you've heard of them. Air pollution, respiratory problems, and major shifts in our climate.
Okay. Now for water. You look at a globe and it's blue, right? The blue planet. But get this number, because it's pretty staggering. Only 3% of all that water is fresh water. Just 3. The other 97% is salt water, and to make it even crazier, most of that tiny 3% is locked up in glaciers and ice caps. So what we can actually use is tiny.
And you know what? We are putting some serious pressure on that tiny, precious supply. We've got pollution from farms and factories. We're pumping water out of the ground way faster than rain can refill it. We're even building dams that completely change how rivers work. All of this has huge consequences.
All right, let's talk about something we literally walk all over every day. Soil. It's so easy to just think of it as dirt. But it's not. It's this thin, living skin on our planet. A super complex ecosystem that takes thousands of years to build up. And without it, no food. Simple as that.
And this is where you really see how everything is connected. It's like a chain reaction. When we cut down forests, we're not just losing trees. See, the roots of those trees are like a net, holding that precious soil together. Take away the trees, and the soil just washes or blows away. That leads to worse floods, it messes with local weather, and of course, it kicks countless animals out of their homes.
So, all of this leads us to the biggest challenge of all, right? How do we get the stuff we need to build our world without completely wrecking the natural systems that provide it? It's a massive balancing act, and as you're about to see, there are no simple black and white answers here.
Let's just take dams as an example. Look at the benefits column. You get clean electricity, water for farms, you can control floods. I mean, those are huge wins. But then you look at the other side of the coin. Building them can force people from their homes, flood huge areas of forest, and completely change the life in a river. It's a classic, really tough trade-off.
So, how in the world do we deal with these complicated choices? Well, the guiding idea is a concept called sustainable use. And really, it's a pretty simple but powerful idea. It just means, let's use what we need to live well today, but do it in a way that doesn't mess things up for our kids and grandkids. It's about thinking long-term.
Now, I know that can sound like some big, lofty goal that only governments can handle, but sustainability really isn't just for big companies. It actually breaks down into real, concrete things that you and I can do every day. So let's check out a super simple blueprint for how to do it.
And here it is. You've probably heard of the 3 R's, but this takes it a step further. It's the 5 R's. And notice the order. It all starts with refuse, just saying no thanks to stuff you don't need. Then you reduce what you do use. Then you reuse things and repair them when they break. See? Recycle is actually the last resort, the final step in this whole mindset.
You know, there's a thought here that I think just nails it. Nature gives generously, but only to those who take responsibly. That says it all, doesn't it? It's like the planet is giving us this incredible gift. But it's not a free-for-all. There's a responsibility that comes with it.
And that really brings us to the bottom line. Conserving our planet's resources, it's not just an option. It's not a political football to be kicked around. When you look at the facts, it's a flat-out necessity. It's about our own survival and our ability to thrive in the future.
So I'm going to leave you with a final question to chew on. I know this big picture stuff can feel overwhelming, for sure. But real change always starts small, with the choices we each make. So thinking about those 5 R's, refuse, reduce, reuse, repair, recycle, where can you start? What's one small change you can make? Just something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.